Morning everybody, welcome back to another video. I just brought the first group up into the holding area so that they can be milked this morning, but I'll explain the title of today's video right away here. If you guys look behind me, the barn is pretty foggy, and that's because it's really cold outside. It's only about minus 25 degrees Celsius without the wind. We can get quite a bit colder than that, sometimes minus 45 without the wind. So it's not too cold outside yet, but it is incredibly foggy in our cow barn here, and usually it isn't this foggy yet. But the reason why it is this foggy already is because I have the temperature set points at this barn set a little bit higher, so it's a little bit warmer in this barn than usual. And the reason for that is because we don't have a door in our pack barn yet. We still have that tarp, so we're still taking the ventilation in these barns a little bit easier, just trying to relieve some of the pressure from that tarp and take it a little bit easier on that thing. So these barns are heated by cow heat. There's no natural gas or electrical heaters in these barns. They're kept warm purely just because of how many cows are in this barn, and that comes with a lot of humidity. So it cycles some fresh air through every couple minutes or so, and cold air from outside mixes with the more humid air in the barn here, and that's where we get the insane amount of fog from. It's actually not that bad now. You can almost see the back of the barn. But in a couple minutes here, those fans, those exhaust fans in the roof are gonna kick in and it'll fog this entire barn right up again. It can get a little bit annoying, the fog in the barn, and it's never the nicest thing to look at. It's nice if you have a clear barn, but at least it's warm in here and the water bowls aren't gonna freeze in this barn anyway. Maybe the pack barn, it is getting kind of cold in there, but this barn is gonna be pretty good. This is the straw pack barn. You can see it's pretty foggy in here as well. I did have a heater running at the back by the tarp here. It's just a diesel heater, but she quit working. You could watch it try fire up here. And there, it just pumps a bunch of fuel out the front, so this thing's not working 100%. So it is pretty cool in this pack barn. So we're just checking the water bowls, make sure that there's still water in every single one, because we want to make sure that the cows have water. It is now the afternoon. We finished all of the morning chores that we had to do on the dairy farm here. I got some time in the afternoon, so I'm going to check out some of our cow brushes. This guy isn't working. If I kick it, nothing happens. So we're gonna try and diagnose what's wrong with this brush. We have another brush in the straw pack barn that is down right now, and that's because the wire right here is snapped. So that's been a pretty common issue with our De La Val cow brushes. This wire just seems to snap. I think we had a bad batch of wire that connects the power source to the control box of this brush here. Unfortunate for us, but if it is the same issue, we'll just grab new wire ×2 for these brushes. But yeah, let's see what's wrong with this brush. So it seems like the wire is a little bit loose. I can pull it about this far out of the box here. So maybe the wires are no longer connected to the actual control box of the brush here. So we're gonna grab a screwdriver, see if we can open it up and see what's going on inside there. So I got our control box opened up here. This is just like the electrical control pad for the brush. This blue thing though was just completely loose in here. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. We have a spare one of these little green boards though, so I'm gonna grab that, check it out, see what this blue thing looks like on the new one. And probably it's gonna be securely fastened to this green board. That's hopefully what the issue is, because now I can just swap this out pretty easily here and hopefully get it running again. So this is kind of a parts wall that we have. We got a bunch of spare parts for the milk claws in the milk and parlor, spare fan blades for the exhaust fans and the exhaust chimneys, kind of just one of everything that's broken before, and then we have a bunch of spares. So as I imagine, this blue box is properly secured to the green board. So we're gonna swap these around and see if that fixes that brush. We're back at this cow brush with, I think, everything that we need to get it fixed. We got a super small Phillips head screwdriver and the new board and a couple of sockets with the impact here. And that should be pretty much everything we need. Let's get this thing up and going again. The key to having fun swapping something like this around in the cow group like this with the cows here is to put all your tools and all the parts really close to you, as close as possible, so that the cows don't lick them and throw them into the crap or into the sand. This is a common thing that happens every time, so you learn pretty quickly. I want to keep everything as far away from the cows as possible and as close to me. That's probably what's wrong, right? This thing is just loose.
Yeah, I'm sure it's broken.
Right on, so that's our new board in here. She's fastened down. I just gotta plug the wires into here, and then we should be able to see if it works and if this solved our problem. Right on, so we got the new box fully replaced, wired up. We turn the power back on, kick it, there we go. That's awesome. This is especially cool because it is far from every time that you replace a part on one of these brushes and you actually get it going again. So this is awesome that we got this one fixed. So that means 4 out of 4 brushes in the cow barn here are working. We just have another one in the other barn there in the freestall, or sorry, the pack barn, that's broken. And that's a wiring issue. We'll have to tackle that another time. But awesome to get this done here. So the afternoon milking shift has started here. That's fine. The next thing we're gonna be doing is switching the rubber mat on the bottom of our foot bath. This is our foot bath, and the bottom mat here, the texture, kind of the grip for the cows is completely worn out. It's pretty much smooth. So we ordered a new one. And this one is upside down. The texture is on the bottom, but it's pretty good again. And hopefully cows are gonna have more grip going through that foot bath, have a little more confidence walking through there. So we're gonna pull this old mat out and then clean it out. I suspect it's gonna be pretty nasty underneath the old mat, and then we'll drop the new one in there. These are some pretty decent sized chunks of rubber, and they're definitely heavier than I thought they first looked anyway. But we'll just drop it in hopefully, and there's no way to fasten them down, so you just drop them in and they stay there. That's the new piece of rubber in there. There is a door at the back of the foot bath here, and that's how it drains. I just want to make sure that the rubber's not in the way of that door. It seems to fit perfectly, so that's awesome. Give this thing a good rinse. The cows hardly even noticed that there's a new mat in there. A couple cows hesitated, didn't really want to step on it right away, just because it smells like rubber. It's brand new. But yeah, no, they seem to just walk over it perfectly fine. A lot of the time you'll replace something like that, it'll be brand new, and no one is going to want to walk over it until it's dirty and smells like crap. But these ladies don't seem to mind it all today. So Dad just went away to pick up some chemicals for the next growing season. So when he comes back, which should be pretty soon here, we're going to put some bedding in the corrals. I'm gonna take that tractor out of the shop here and let it warm up. That's him right there. That thing definitely needs to idle for a hot minute before we can put some bales through the shredder. So I'm gonna go start the pickup truck now, because that's what I'm gonna be sitting in the whole time. We're always so often spoiled with such an awesome sunset here. But first, bales are coming. Dad's coming with that bale shredder. So that was a pretty cool shot inside of the chamber of that bale shredder there. You can see him load the first bale. Once you get that first bale in the chamber though, you can't see behind you anymore, and that tractor doesn't have any mirrors. They would be pretty handy, but you kind of got to line it perfectly straight up, the tractor and that trailer, in line with the row of bales, so you can drop the forks down again, back up blind to the second bale, and get that thing on the forks. You can't really see if you're going straight once you get that first one in there, so you got to make sure you line it up perfectly. Otherwise, you're not going to get that second one on there. And then once you are off, you're not in line anymore, and you're trying to pick that second one up, it's not going. It takes forever. You can be there for 5 minutes trying to get that second bale on those forks if it doesn't go good in the first place. So you always want to make sure you line it up pretty good. And yeah, shredding those bales takes only a couple minutes, maybe 2 minutes tops, not even, to actually do the shredding. And we bed the cows every 2 days pretty much in the winter time. Canola straw, not barley straw. Barley straw is better. We just don't have as much of it because we chop it all for feed for the cows instead of combine the grain and keep the straw. So we do end up using canola straw, which works perfectly fine as well. So usually if it's below -10 degrees Celsius outside, I like to bring the truck for bedding. Not that it's really cold even at -15. It's just if you're standing still 90% of the time, you really get cold quickly when you're not moving around. So I like to bring the truck out. It's a farm truck anyway. You can wear your coveralls in here. Pretty good. Stay nice and warm. Dad gets to stay nice and warm in that tractor the entire time, so I never feel bad about grabbing this truck. Well, we just finished putting bedding in the corrals there, and I got back into the barn. Had my sister Miriam here. You gonna say hi?
Hi. Sorry,
she says there's 2 calves on the calving pack, so we're gonna help her put them into the calf barn. There's one right there. Cute little bugger. All right, let's get him. That's the first one, little bull.
Jeez.
So Miriam's gonna show us how to feed them. First bit of colostrum. So this colostrum that's in the bottom right now, it was in the freezer and it was pasteurized. So this is real colostrum from another cow. Now we just prep it and then feed it to the calf. So this is the bull.
Yep.
And he's like a couple hours old. He's already just chugging colostrum, pretty crazy. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Check out the Instagram @SaskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.